Hey guys, Utmost Geek here. Yes, you did read the title correctly. This is a 99p machine that I got off an eBay auction because nobody bid on it, and I'll go into that as to why. Hope you guys are doing okay. Sorry for lack of videos recently, but I've had a few problems with I've had a few time constraints really, so haven't been able to make that many videos, but here's something that I think will interest a lot of you. This is a Dimension 9200. It's a pretty big 775 machine. I had a similar model to this, a lower end 5150 or something like that, which had one less expansion bay, so it was a bit shorter, like up till here or something. And unfortunately that thing was plagued with basically capacitor plague on the original motherboard and the second one that I bought for it, which was a shame because I love the design of these. They look much better than the regular Optiplex machines, in my opinion. And yeah, let me just show you around this one, I guess. At the front here we have a Blu-ray drive, as you can see there. It's a LG one, so I'm guessing it was pretty expensive back in the day. I think it had a date code of 2013 or something like that. So yeah, DVD drive underneath it. This would have probably come with the CD drive, and this was at the top. I just flipped it over just because it looked a bit cooler. Here's your SD card reader. There would have probably been a floppy drive as an option, but this one does not come with it. 2 USB ports and your audio jacks. Over here would be the diagnostic LEDs, as I'll show you when we turn on the machine. Here's your power button, and we get a Dell logo. And if we come over here, turn off the light here. You have your Intel 5 sticker, which is basically a kind of sub-brand to Intel's lineup. So you had the Centrinos and you had these, which were basically a sort of specification for multimedia systems, which apparently this one is. And as we can see there, Windows Vista, which was probably on this originally. Down here I just want to show you guys something a bit disgusting. I found what looked like rust all over here on the plastic. As you can see, I've wiped some of it off, but there's a lot of corrosion in there. Not too much, but it's there. It's not too deep. I'm guessing some rusty water or something dropped on here. Really disgusting. And this front panel here, when I removed it, there was that same type of rusty water droplets on the side here and over here, and where the SD card reader is, so kind of gross. Maybe it's just something to do with a damp environment. Who knows? On the side here is a bit more of that stuff. I haven't cleaned it properly, as it's a bit tough, but I will get to it eventually. Yeah, it does wipe off pretty easy with your regular Dettol wipes and stuff. So, in here is the air intake for this thing. Come to move this motor to the side. Very heavy machine, I must say. It's pretty clean. Just a few scratches here and there, like one here, but for a 99p machine I really can't complain. It's in pretty good shape. Down here you have vents for your hard drives, which are on the bottom, unlike the shorter Optiplex machines and the shorter Dimension machines, like the cheaper models. This form factor is BTX, which is why the side panel opens on the right rather than the left compared to regular ATX. It's a form factor that just doesn't exist anymore. It was created by Intel in '05 or something like that, and it's a shame that's not really a thing, because it's really good for CPU cooling, as I'll show you in a bit. This is just the other side of that. It's all clean here. At the top we have just your regular service tag. You put this in, it won't really show up. It says a date code of 030307, so yeah, capacitive flag error, but thankfully this one doesn't have any of that issue. A lot of scratches up here, and the product key right there. You can pause the video if you want it, because I don't really use Vista on my machines anyways. So on this side we have the power supply, which is ATX format, which is pretty neat. So if this thing dies out or you need a more powerful power supply, you can just swap that out. The service tag again, which is upside down. Surround sound and optical audio out, which I haven't tested. I think these work. I haven't tested these either, so I have to do that at some point. No onboard video. 6 USB 2.0s and Ethernet. I'm guessing it's 10100. Down here we have the graphics card, which is not original, as I'll go into later. The TV card, which might be original as well, and an extra Ethernet card which says 10100 1000. So yeah, guessing somebody was not happy with their internet speeds or had a faster connection. On this side, as I said, it's all pretty clean apart from that rust and the small scratches here and there, but the rest of it is fine. So let me just pause the video for a second while I flip this over on the side and show you the inside. Just before I show you that, just when I admired this side panel here, I know it's nothing special, but I wish cases were as sturdy as these old Dells were, because look at the reinforcement on this. It's a proper panel, it doesn't bend much. It's got support for the graphics card holder there, and even though it has vents, it doesn't mean it has to be flimsy. Here's the inside of it. As you can see, I'll show you the bottom in a bit later. But yeah, we have 2 hard drives here, which are not original. They're from a HP, as you can tell from the service tag here. Not the service tag, the asset tag on these. If I take one of these out, they're usually pretty easy to take out one-handed, but I guess it just wants to be annoying today. Don't mind. Here we are. A Hitachi 7200 RPM. It's SATA 2, which is why it says few gigs per second. 250 gig. And that's one of those HP tags there. So yeah, unless Dell happened to be using the same ones at the same time, no idea, but they don't seem original to me. I may be wrong, please correct me if I am. There we go, really easy to install a hard drive and just connect it up there. That's the second one. These are in RAID 1, which is basically when one hard drive is mirrored onto another hard drive for redundancy, which is cool. Here is the card expansion card bracket, which is not on the shorter and cheaper models as far as I'm aware. It's got a few ledges there so you can hold up your cards, but it's not really needed because these are whole little half height things. Just keep that there. Here's the graphics card, which is not original, as I said. A GT610 1 gig card, DDR3. So slightly modern. I think they released in 2013 as well. So that's kind of neat. That's the TV card and the LAN card here. You got 3 PCI slots, 8x8 slot. If I can show you there. There, your 16 slot and your 1 slot for PCIe. And to keep these in place, all you have to do is squeeze these tabs here. It's not doing on camera. There we go. And just lift that up, and it just turns away like that, which is really cool. We need this in all cases. At least that's one good thing Dell does, toolless design. There you go. Here is the graphics card fan. Well, the fan for cooling and expansion cards. Focus camera. Cleaned it out a bit. It's one of those crazy Delta fans, so I'm sure if it had a mode to go crazy, it would absolutely fly. These motherboards are longer on the 9200 and 9150, and they stop around camera. They stop around here, so you don't have these extra 2 PCI slots. Sorry. Yeah, interesting. That's the floppy disk connector if you had one. Not sure what the one next to it is. That's your fan connector. That's your CPU fan connector, and there's a little header here for not really sure what either. I haven't seen these before on other machines. Yeah. Here's that same corrosion I was talking about earlier. You can see in the grill there. And down there at the front of the cage, which is all where it is. It hasn't come anywhere else, which is great. And the capacitors are perfect condition. You can see there, all good. Not a single bloated one at all, which really does make me want to consider keeping this machine, because I am not sure what I'm going to do with another 775 machine, and considering I have another one to show you guys that I recently got, I have no idea what to do with these two. Maybe replace the old clamshell Dimension with one of them, I don't know. See, all perfect. Which is, I'm just so happy about that, because I love these 9200s and the 9150. It's just a nice big case full of expansion. Even the fact that it allows you to have a double slot card here as well is just epic, because I remember seeing videos back then of people hacking in their 970s and other double slot cards to fit into these by cutting the fan off, and the cooler is all nasty. But yeah, we don't have a problem with that. Just the limits of this motherboard. Over here you have your 6 solder connectors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. As mentioned, they are SATA. I'm guessing they're SATA 3. SATA 2, I mean. But I'll have to check the chipset for that. Here you have your RAM. You 4 gigs, 667 megahertz, DDR2. If I am to keep this, I'll probably upgrade this to 8, just to max it out and make it a bit more usable. Here, underneath this humongous cooler, which is another advantage of the BTX form factor, and these Dell machines especially. It's got a high-end one. Usually they have a cheaper one, which just has fins like that. Think of it like a big chipset cooler. But this one has proper heat pipes and stuff, which is cool. These can take up to a QX6700, I think. Oh no, sorry, just a Q6700. Some people have hacked in the QX70, it's not, QX6700 and 6800, which are the Core 2 Quad Extremes, which is pretty cool, I must say. My one only has a measly E6400 Core 2 Duo, which runs at 2.3 GHz only, which is it's okay, but I think we could probably put something better in here. I'm thinking Q6600 maybe, or Q6700 if I can find one for cheap. And yeah, it's got a giant fan here as well, and that's what I was trying to show earlier. That's the CPU fan, and these are mental. I have one of these in my main machine on the rear from that old Dimension, and that thing is more powerful than all the other fans combined, which is ridiculous. I've totally forgot to mention this. There's a 6-pin here for your fancy graphics card if you're going to put one in here. Oh dear, I should probably skip these videos. Moving up, we have that power supply I was talking about, and as you can see there it says 375 watts output, which is pretty decent for the time, pretty short as well. Usually, again, well, I guess they usually come up to here, and these ones have some nice cable routing here for the SATA ports, and a teeny tiny little 24-pin cable, and a short 4-pin cable there too. Over here is just the back side of the drives and the SD card reader, which has a proprietary cable that goes to the back of the motherboard. So yeah, plenty of room for expansion, which is exactly why I like these, and the fact that you can just literally do everything you need to do without having a screwdriver. So I can just remove the front like that, put in my screws, which are conveniently provided by the blanking plate, and add, I don't know, another a floppy drive or something like that, maybe something a bit crazier, and you just push this down, and it should go in place when, of course, you're not recording. But yeah, it's pretty simple to work on this machine, and I wish more cases were toolless like these, because this is cool. So yeah, well thought out to Dell, and kudos to Dell for designing something like this, I guess. Let's stop blabbering about the inside, and connect it up and see what I can do, I think. So yeah, give me a few minutes, and I just realized I totally forgot to show you this. That's the bottom of it. Made in Ireland. They had a plant back then over there, but that's all gone now. Really just some little indents here and here. So yeah, enough of that. Sorry about that. Let's connect it up. Right, here it is all plugged in. Let's see if it boots, which I know it does, but oh well. We'll start it up there. Let's go into the BIOS real quick. I have upgraded it. Updated the BIOS, so it's on its latest version, which is 2.5.3. Sorry. Yeah. There's that CPU I was talking about. It doesn't have a boost clock, and apparently it's 2.1 gigahertz. So yeah, pretty slow. Only 2 megs of cache, which also is kind of lacking, but oh well, we can deal with that for now. Still got 64-bit and 2 cores, so it's better than a Pentium 4, which the 9150 came with. And apart from that, you could have a really hungry Pentium D, aka Pentium Disaster, because even this measly Core 2 Duo thing could even whoop one of those Pentium Ds. And as you can see here, those are the lights I was talking about, so if these stay on and nothing happens on the screen, or it doesn't boot up properly, always refer to these lights and the beep codes that will show up. Well, there you'll hear, here's the 4 gigs, which is in dual channel mode. Kind of slow, I guess, but again, it will do for now. That just shows what's populated. Date and time. The battery actually went bad in this, the BIOS battery, so had to replace that. That's just your RAID thing. It comes as RAID on or RAID auto detect. The second option is if there is any RAID, or it would be ID, which is cool if you have any issues. Options to turn off certain things. The flex bay is the SD card thing. That's to decide if you want to use your PCI graphics card or your PCIe if you have one installed. Either installed, I mean. This option was off, even though this thing is supported with it. Not sure why it's set off by factory, but oh well. Virtualization is off for now. I bypass this anyways. Just some regular security things. No TPM in this, like the Optiplex machines. Remote wake up, which is useful, so I could use this up in the loft and set up Magic Packet, which will turn on the machine from an app or something like that. That's just like a sleep mode thing that some I haven't seen before in these, but this one has it, so that's cool. Service tag and nothing else really. OS install feature, which is useful, and fast boot. But yeah, let's exit that and let it boot into Windows, which I had to do a fresh install because I don't know the owner's password and I don't want to show his stuff on video anyways, so boot up time is not bad actually. For old spinning with Rust. Let's log in here. Let me make it a bit brighter. It's a bit dim right now. There we go. And there we go, all loaded in. I have installed a few games for us to try, as you can see there. Yeah, it's just running Windows 7 Ultimate. Just show you this thing here. So there you go. E6400, as I mentioned earlier, and the BIOS showed. And yeah. I don't think I'll run 10 on this thing ever, just because 10 is not really what I wanted to run for older stuff, and because there's a lack of driver support for things like the audio and other things like that. Just waiting for Steam to install. Can do that later. I mean to open. Hard drive seems to be a tiny bit busy. Not sure why it's blinking so like that. Oh, Steam. The funny thing about this is Steam ended support, I think, like last year or something like that, and it still works in 2024, which is pretty strange. As you can see, probably you could do with an SSD for a boot drive. Yeah, definitely gonna do something about that if I am gonna keep this machine. I'm just gonna. Oh, now it's working. That's cool. No idea why it's in full screen like that. That is strange. Seems to not be happy. I'll pause the video and just skip by this and see if I can play any games. It looks like it just crashed. Huh. Weird. There we go. There's that message I was talking about earlier. But it's still running. I wonder why. A few friends of mine have thought that it could be because of the fact that it's based on Chromium and the version it's using right now is still supported, which does make sense. So let's fire up the old TF2 and see how that does. Be right back when it's loaded up. Okay, that took a few minutes to load up. It's running okay. Here at 60 FPS on the menu, whatever, who cares about that? What you guys really want to see is what settings I have for video right now. So yeah. That's what that says. Only medium, high settings, flex, enabled color correction, anti-aliasing is on, only 2 times anisotropic filtering. These settings, it seems to run okay, so let's just load into a training thing. Fine, all fine. 16 is okay, and yeah, it'll take a bit to load, and I'll get back when it is done. Okay, that took 5 minutes or so to load. Same time that my machine takes, roughly, thanks to its 4TB hard drive. 5400 RPM, so yeah, slow. 30 FPS on the menu screen here. There we go. Let me see if I can play this one-handed. Not really easy, that's for sure. Let me move the keyboard here. There we go. I should probably invest in a tripod to make it easier for me to actually use the machine and for you guys to not be sick. 30 FPS, which is still perfectly playable for a shooter like this. Textures are not as nice looking as they usually are, but oh well. Here we go. Let's see how it does with a bit of chaos. Get out of here, Mr. NG. Down to 16. yeah, it struggles a bit, but the little GT 610 is not doing too bad for considering it's playing in full HD. So yeah, enough of that. I think let's move on to the next game. My goodness me, that took a long time to load up. FSX being FSX, I guess, but it had to run some redistributal thing, so yeah. Anyways, it's loaded up. Hooked up my little Thrustmaster controller up to front there, and yeah, let's just change the settings a bit and make it full screen, and let's put it on medium. I think that should be safe. Turn on anti-aliasing. We'll run DirectX 10, and let's put that on 60. There we go. Okay, so it said to restart the simulator, so I'll just go do that. Right, so restart it all, and let's play. This is just the default free flight config, and see what happens. I think it shouldn't do too badly because this is a pretty old game now, and it's an 06 06 game, I think, which has been updated a few times to run on, and it's running on a 2013 graphics card, but the CPU might be lacking, so let's just see what happens. And while we're just waiting for it to load, this thing is virtually silent. You can hear my air purifier in the background, but I turned that off. It's really, really quiet. All you can hear is the hard drives taking away there. So yeah, that just proves that you can have your beefy fans and still be able to have a quiet system. This thing is nearly done loading. I just thought I'd show this just to give you an idea on how long it takes. It's not too bad. If anything, most people are probably used to having hard drives anyways to host their games. There we go, it's nighttime, huh? And weirdly, the FPS thing isn't showing up. But the game is not running too badly. It's not stuttery or anything. And admittedly, the graphics aren't that great, but it's still not bad at all. I'd say it's at least 30. I forget if this game has its own built-in FPS counter, but seems to be doing fine. Yeah, not bad at all. It's perfectly playable. It's not, and as we get close to the ground here, overspeed there, it's still not that bad. Obviously the details, nothing like the new flight simulator, but it's handling the game just fine, considering the little potato card. Though we seem to be having better frames if we look down, understandably. Guessing the have the view distance a bit too high, but yeah, this game is alright, I think. let's move on to the next one. Here we are, a favorite among you guys. Well, a favorite among a lot of people really. Half-Life 2. Running on HD and high settings. It's just what the game has set it for. And it's saying that that's what it recommends for my system, so let's see how it does, huh? Let's load the game. I think I was playing this yesterday. No, not yesterday. A few days ago. When I was trying on the other system. Just for testing. Which I will show you guys in the next video. Undoubtedly. And don't worry. Fan videos will be coming shortly. So yeah. I'll probably make a video of that first. And then show you the next system. Just to keep the viewers happy. And would you look at that? Solid 60 FPS. Full HD. Which is really good. I'm impressed. Now, of course, Half-Life 2 is a pretty old game now. And it undoubtedly... Oh! Oh dear. It undoubtedly can be run on a lot of systems. But, yeah. Not sure how I'm gonna get it up again. Oh. It undoubtedly can run on a lot of systems, but even then, I've still seen systems struggle to run this game. Let's jump here. There we go. Uh-oh. Ooh, let's run, let's go. Let's go. Ah! They're shooting at me. See if I can kill him here. There we go, that's one. He should send a grenade. Oh, he sent a flare. We should probably go. Oh my god. They're coming for me. Come on. Let's go. Quit shooting at me, bro. Yeah, anyways. I think, what is it? Yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm not very used to playing Half-Life 2. And I don't really know the lore behind it, but it seems to run pretty well on this. And on to the last two games. Of course, I know this is an old game, 2002, but you know, I had it installed anyway, so let's see how it will do on the highest. Start a new game. I'm sure it'll be able to get 60 no problem. Here we go. Looking fine and dandy. It's amazing how in just 10 years between this and the graphics card and the release of this game, we've got to a point where even these games are no sweat for these machines. But yeah, again, it's always interesting to see how computers have evolved over time. Heat output on this thing is basically non-existent. It's only the power supply that's getting about 1. The CPU is basically nothing, and the graphics card, the backplate of it is getting a bit warm to the touch, but still, I'm sure it seems to be handling it just fine. Let's just go into the main game and see how that does. Can we skip it? There we go. Now it's struggling a bit. 36 FPS. 54 FPS. but it's yeah, a few stutters here and there. But this, mind you, this is running on pretty much the max it can run on, highest settings and 4 times anti-aliasing. Yeah, not bad for a little machine. I mean, a little GPU. And it seems that even this slow Core 2 Duo is able to handle it, which is great to see. On to the next and final game. I know it's a long video, but if you have stayed this long, I appreciate that you have. Oh damn it, the last game I wanted to try, as you can see, was Minecraft, but as it's decided to be a bit stupid, doesn't want to work, so yeah. Oh dear. If you've been watching the whole time, I thank you for staying and watching the whole video about this 99p thing. Yeah, I guess it just shows that these machines still have a lot to give for old games, and I'm sure with a few upgrades it could probably do amazing. But yeah, let me know if I should keep this thing or if I should just probably flip it. And let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe if you want. Nobody's forcing you, as usual. I totally forgot to mention that the reason why nobody actually bid on this item was because it was actually faulty. And by faulty I mean the owner was having issues where the thing would not boot up, and it would just do 6 beep codes, which is a memory error, and show the error code 3 and 4. He thought it was a GPU issue, so I thought, okay, fine, let me just swap out that GT610, as I have had issues with those cards before. I've had 2 of them and they both died on me, and I thought, okay, fine, I'll swap that out. Instead, I just cleaned out the whole system, took out the RAM, dusted. Actually, no, I took out the RAM, two of the 2 gigs of the 4 gigs, and booted it up, just as is, and it booted right up. And I put a new install of Windows, and then yeah, cleaned up the RAM, cleaned the RAM slots with my air duster, and it's working just fine. So a whole machine for £1. Even the parts alone, if I got it all, I could probably still get profit from it. So yeah, I'm glad I got it, because I do like these machines anyways, and it just might give me a few ideas. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.